Which one should I get? The E63S, the GTS, or the C63S? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the potential replacements to the C43. And most of you guys know that I am selling my C43. I've had that car for over 3 years now, and it was one of the best cars I've ever owned and driven. But I think it's time to go and look for new cars now. And what's funny is that I have 3 cars in mind, and they're all AMGs. Don't worry, I'm not going to switch to BMW or anything. Right now, it is 7:40 and we are in the loaner vehicle. I really like the new steering wheel, like the basic non-AMG steering wheel. Looks nice. And the ambient lighting looks so good. My car doesn't have ambient lighting, so... Purple sky, what's that? Oh, red moon? That looks like blue to me. I don't see no red. One of the replacements that I was thinking about is right next to me, to my right over here, and it's this specific one. It is that GTS. I believe it's a 2019, and I think they brought it down by like 40 grand because it's literally been sitting there this entire time. If I can get them to reduce the price even more, then I would be down to get that car. You could probably drive the GTS in the winter if you have winter tires, but a car that's worth like over $100,000 is probably not worth risking unless if you have like stupid amounts of money, which I do not have. Like, I'm not a millionaire, but I would love to have the GTS. And that specific one, it also has a full PPF on it. So if I do get that car, I'll save myself like 8 grand trying to get the car PPF'd. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is, well, I'm blind because of the sun, but option number 2 is the C63S. Not the cabriolet, because I think that the cab style kind of ruins the look of the car, but definitely a coupe. A stage 1 C43 and a stock C63S, like, even though there's like a difference of like 40 horsepower, it doesn't feel that different. So if I do get the C63S, it would be primarily because I want a rear-wheel drive car. And even if I do get the C63S, I will still have to get a winter beater. I do really like the C63S though. I know they put a soft limiter on the car, but it still sounds decently good. Like, it's not bad. Like, if I do get the C63, I will definitely install a full like catback exhaust system or something. But then again, like most C43 owners, they go from a C43 to a C63S, and I definitely don't want to be part of the herd, you know? And the thing is, I've driven the C63S so many times. Like, I've driven like 5 different models of the C63. And I actually even lived with one for a month. I've driven the 2016 C63 non-S sedan. I've driven the 2018 C63S Coupe. I've driven the 2019 C63 sedan. I've driven the 2019 C63S Cabriolet and the 2019 C63S Coupe. I'm leaning towards the 2019 and 2020 models because that interior is so good. Like, if I went from my C43 to like a 2018 C63, the interior is basically gonna be the same. So I feel like I would get bored of the interior really quickly. Not that the interior is bad or anything, but it's nice to have something new. Like, even the interior on this loaner car, it's refreshing because there's ambient lighting, the screen is different, even the buttons like click differently, you know? And the third car that I'm talking about is the E63S, and this is the car that I am mainly trying to get because it's all-wheel drive. It launches hard as hell. It sounds really good. It looks really good. The only beef that I have with the E63S is that it has 4 doors. It's a really good looking sedan, but in my heart, I'm definitely more of a 2-door guy, and I love the styling of the C-Class coupe. Like, the C43, the coupe, oh, it looks so good. Like the two-door, like sleek vibes. The C63, it's the front fenders are wider than the C43s, obviously, and the rear ones. I just love the C-Class coupe, like body styling and stuff. Like that is my all-time favorite design. Even though I am a two-door guy, I will definitely make an exception and go with 4 doors if I get the E63S. Out of those 3 options, I am heavily leaning towards the E63S. But the thing is, the GT is sportier, so I don't know. Like, I'm gonna need your guys' help with what car I should get next. I will be considering the E63S as the main car. That's number 1. Number 2 is the GTS, and number 3 is the C63S. And even though the C63S is number 3 on the list, it is the cheapest option. And I can get a brand new C63S for like $75K and still have it under warranty for 4 years. But then again, like I said before, the jump from a stage 1 C43 to a stock C63S, the gap is not that big. Like, when I test drove the C63S, I drove that car hard and it was really fun. But it didn't give me that emotion that the E63S gave me. And that's why the E63S is number 1 on my list. We are on our way to work, and by we, I mean me. And being in this loaner car really makes me appreciate my C43 a lot more. Like, I am definitely not an SUV type of person. And before you guys make any irrational comments, I have driven the 2019 GLC 63S. And I did like it, I liked it a lot, but SUVs are not for me. But yeah, we have some time before work, so I'm just gonna grab some breakfast from Dunkin' or something, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys about the cars that I'm thinking about. Damn, it's cold. Alright, one thing I will say about SUVs like this one is that they handle potholes like a boss compared to sport cars. But yeah, I got my quick Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm more of a Starbucks guy, but Dunkin' Donuts will do. And I got me a sandwich. Alright guys, so I just pulled up to work. Today is gonna be a half day for me, only a 6-hour day instead of an 11-hour day. So as soon as I'm done with the work, I will tell you guys about those 3 cars in more detail. Alright guys, I'm back. Well, it was like 2 seconds for you and like 6 hours for me. But we have to go and bring this loaner back to the dealership, pick up my car. Oh, even though I've been away from my car for only like 6.5 hours, I miss that car so much. I miss the sportiness, I miss the exhaust sound. Alright you guys, I just picked up the car from the dealership. It's nice and serviced. 39,477 miles. Having that loaner car for a few hours, oh my gosh, it feels so much better to be back in like a super low car. Well, not like a super low car, but you know, my car. Well, they cleaned the car up good. And in 3rd place is the C63S. Why, you ask? Well, because I already have a C-Class, and going from a C-Class to another C-Class seems kinda eh. But the good thing about the C63S is that it's the cheapest option out of all of them, which is really good. And I honestly wouldn't mind driving a rear-wheel drive car. It's just that I have to go and buy a winter beater because winters in New England, they're so random and they can get really brutal sometimes. But the other good thing about the C63, besides being the cheapest option, is that 2019 and 2020 models, the interiors are so nice. Like, it's pretty easy to find a really good spec on the C63S. Like I said before, I wouldn't mind driving a rear-wheel drive car for an extended amount of time. And here's a video of a sound clip of the 2019 models when I went on my test drive. What's funny is that when I went on the test drive, they let me go by myself, and the guy was like, just bring it back whenever, and I was like, thank you, sir. And the good thing about rear-wheel drive cars is that you can have lots of fun in them, and I wouldn't mind getting swirly from time to time, like when I test drove the car. Like I think that specific car had like 2,000 or 3,000 miles on it because it's been on the lot for a while and nobody has bought it yet. I drove the car decently hard for like maybe like 30 seconds, and it was when I was making a turn. I was making a left turn. Obviously I was in race mode and I got swirly. Like the back end was out for like maybe a good 5 or 6 seconds before I straightened out the wheel. Those cars, rear-wheel drive cars, are really fun to drive. But the thing is, do I value getting swirly and a rear-wheel drive feel over an all-wheel drive feel and a really hard launch from the E63S? The E63S is the second most expensive option, with the GTS being the first most expensive option. The E63S, ooh, that car looks good, it sounds good, it launches really hard. I have 4 comfortable seats for once. So the GTS is a step above the C63S because the GTS, even though it's a little bit less daily drivable than the C63S, like that looks like a legit race car for the streets, and it handles much better than the C63S. It's like around 35 or 40 grand more than the C63S, which is, the interior of the GTS would be something new for me. Like I would not get bored of that interior at all. And it looks really good. It's like you're in a spaceship inside that thing. It looks really good. It sounds really good. It's rear-wheel drive, so I would have to get a winter beater as well. It's a sports car, borderlining supercar in my opinion. And the number one option, the E63S. It's the second most expensive option. Like it's in the middle of the C63 and the GTS. But the good thing with that car is that it's 4-wheel drive. It has drift mode. It's loud. It looks really good. I can fit 4 people comfortably in that car, and it has over 600 horsepower. Even though the car weighs, I think, roughly like 4,600 pounds, it doesn't feel like it. Like when I went on the test drive, that thing just goes. And imagine if I get a Eurocharge tune. It'll be like around 750 horsepower, around there roughly. Those numbers, those are some really high numbers. For stage 1, 750 horsepower and like 1,000 Newton meters of torque. Damn. So yeah, I'm conflicted. And the good thing with the E63S is that I don't have to get a winter beater, but I think if I do, I will still get one. So I'm a little bit in a dilemma, if you cannot tell. Help me pick my next car. Which one should I get? The E63S, the GTS, or the C63S? Leave it in the comments below or DM me on Instagram, whatever you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next video.